Before you cut into your good fabric, I want to show you how to cut your pieces out, how big a strip to cut, and what direction these templates are supposed to be. I'm just using some scrap fabric. I don't want you to use your good fabric yet because this block, you want to practice doing this block before you start cutting the good fabric. So I've just picked 4 fabrics that I'm going to use in the practice block. And I'm going to use this for my star point. And since I'm not going to fussy cut this because I'm going to show you how to do that next. This needs to be cut the length of the height of this block, the template, starting from here at the bottom. Now your directions will tell you what size strip to cut for any of your pieces if you're not fussy cutting. So with this one I have, let's turn the ruler around. With this one I have a little over 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a 2 3/4 inch strip. I do want to have a straight edge but I cut it a little bigger so I know that the underside is, if the underside isn't even, I'm going to get the whole template cut. So these edges aren't very even, so I may recut that edge. So I said 2 3/4. I'll cut it just a little bigger so I can trim off the other side. Okay, and I'm going to turn it around. And now I'm going to cut 2 3/4. Now, what you want to do with the template is you want to put something on the back of it because you want it to be sticky so it doesn't move around on your fabric. So the best thing to do is to either use a craft glue or rolled up tape. You can use these, which is for not paper crafting, card, whatever it is that you're doing in an album or whatever. So you can use this. It does get gummed up. It does get full of lint after a while, so you can either clean it with Grandma's goo remover, or you can just put some more on top of it until it really is bad and then use some kind of goo remover. But anyway, Grandma's goo remover is really good. So this one I'm going to cut, and this is the way you're going to set your template, just like that. And I usually use a smaller rotary cutter just because I get more accuracy. So this is a little 28-inch rotary cutter. You want it to be sharp. And you want to make sure you cut off all the little corners. Now, it is a good thing to put it on something that rotates. So I have a little rotating mat that I can put it on so that all I have to do is rotate the mat and not the fabric. So with this first cut, since I folded it twice, I got 4. So I've got 4 here and I need 8 altogether. So I'll cut 4 more, kind of center it so that I see fabric down here and fabric up here. Now it's important to have accurate cutting, because if you don't have accurate cutting, then your pieces aren't going to fit together good. So make sure that when you cut it, you've got nice straight edges and it doesn't show on the outside. So if anything pokes out, you want to trim that off. So we have our 8 center pieces. Now I'm going to cut what I call the legs or the points of the star. And that's this template here. And what you're going to end up with is a left and a right piece. So what you want to do is you can either do it in one color and keep it this as one color and have them wrong sides together and cut them. Or if you wanted to put two colors together like this, you just kind of have to play with them to see how you want to do it, how you want to use it. So I'm going to do it like this, just to make it easy for right now. And I'm going to cut. See, I'm just using scraps. So this piece needs, it measures at about 3.5, so I'm going to cut 3 5/8. Wait a minute. I'll figure out what wedge I'm doing here. Okay, let me trim off one edge, and then I'll cut 3 5/8. Three and 5/8. And you need 8 of each. Okay, so I'm going to cut. And when I'm cutting them, remember I said you get a left and a right at the same time, since they're wrong sides together. So I'm going to just lay it, kind of center it in the strip. I'm going to put it back on my rotating mat here. Remember to cut all the corners off. So I've got 4. It's real important that your template doesn't slip when you're cutting, because if it slips, then the piece ends up a little short. So you want to make sure it stays on real tight. Okay, that's 8. And then I need 8 of the other color. I cut 3 5/8 inch strip again.